Hey, it's me, ProJared. Welcome back to Arcade Spirits. We're on our way to meet up with big arcade owner Deco, who's offering to buy the Funplex, more or less. And Francine told me, maybe we should. I don't know if I want to do that. But at the same time, if it helps everyone, maybe the money would be enough for Naomi and I to open up our own arcade. I'll leave my options open and hear them out. This is weird. It's seriously weird. All this work, all this effort, finally finding my dream, as strange as that sounds, and I need to consider dumping it all? But, well, it's not selling out. I haven't actually heard Deco NAMI's proposal yet. And if we somehow could partner with them on our own terms, that might be what we need to push the Funplex over the top and placate a rival. We'd be the sister boutique to his department store. Still, I'm not willing to say one way or another. Not yet. We'll see. Now, who do I want to take as my plus one? You want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. I sense you were in a deep state of deep ponderance and wanted to help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting. Yeah. I mean, Naomi is the obvious choice. I'm sure she'd have some opinions on Deco's palace. True, as part of the Funplex family, Naomi would be a good pick. But this is a business meeting. You may want to consider widening your options. Naomi will support your decision either way. It's clear she trusts you. Oh, true. Okay, then. Alright. Gavin, he does business in a business-like way. Naomi, she can assess the quality of their games. Ashley, she's got a good eye for local culture. Queen Bee, she knows the gamer scene. Percy, he knows business and gaming in equal amounts. And Teo, he understands arcade social communities. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say no to Teo for sure. I don't know if bringing Naomi... This has to be like a business proposal, right? There's no... I honestly think taking Gavin's my best choice here. Even though I want to hang out with like Naomi some more. Gotta take Gavin. I fired off a quick text to Gavin to summon him from the murky depths of his tiny back office. He's still scanning over his spreadsheets, even as he approaches.
Excellent.
Good news, Jared. This is our best week ever. I wouldn't advise getting too comfortable, as summer vacation's almost over, and that'll cut into the youth demographic, but... That's great, Gavin, but, Francine's got a different job for us today. We're going to Deco's palace to meet and discuss a possible business venture. Probably a takeover. I see. I'd heard he's made overtures in the past. Ironically enough, this may be the ideal time to approach him when we're at our strongest. If we're to even entertain the notion, I'd rather be in a position of power before entering negotiations. But if all he wants is a buyout, well, I'd object on multiple grounds to such a short-sighted idea. I'll go close out my files and join you shortly. Don't make a big deal out of this. Don't make a big deal out of this. Don't make a big deal out of this. We go there, we study out how the place works, we make an informed decision. One way or another, the Funplex will be just fine. It's going to be fine. Everything is fine. Gavin offers to drive us across town to Deco's palace. Contrary to the talk before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen, and I can't shake this feeling. Something is off. He's going to kill us. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car, and glitzy, blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over to Gavin. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me. Then I open the door. What the hell? This is like a casino, like level arcade. Deco's palace. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remembered it, but I think I had fun, maybe? But on entering it as an adult, my first reaction is... boy, is that a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, jeez, is it noisy. Visually noisy and sound type noisy. All the chaos of a Vegas casino, a jumble of light and bells and whiz-bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP Royal Value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's at the palace. Oddly, Gavin's first reaction is to crunch some numbers. Based on the conversion ratio of swipe card points to real-world dollars, very interesting. Variable game pricing, variable bonus points the more money you spend, differing EV from game to game, likely adjusted on popularity and payout. I can see why Deckle's Palace is a profit fountain. They obfuscate how much you're actually spending here to keep you from realizing how expensive it all is. Predatory pricing to exploit the children? Don't like it. Not one bit. A token's a token. A quarter's a quarter. Using points to trick people into overspending is blatant profiteering. And it's not like kids are busting out calculators trying to make sure they aren't wasting all their money on a crappy game.
I think not.
I didn't say it was ethical. I mean that it's effective. I've wanted to switch to swipe cards for the Funplex myself, although I'd simplify them drastically. As you say, a play should be a play, ideally. Other balancing factors can be applied behind the scenes. I'd definitely like to study this a bit closer. There's a Fist of Discomfort tournament tonight. I'll be over there. I'll join back up with you later. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I'll need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Okay. Gavin's gonna be at the tournament, so I don't know if I need to watch that. He's got that scoped out. I guess we should kind of see what kind of games they have. Because that, if they got a bunch of successful ones, it'll probably help us understand what we should be looking at as well, right? I decided to focus on trying to find games, like actual games. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They're in different shapes, sizes, and colors. None have a traditional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something. The really complex ones? 3 buttons.
Hey, listen.
What? Hold me up above your head. Huh? Visual scan, silly. I'll look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone up in the air. The flash goes off, then I resume looking at Iris sitting in my screen.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Okay. Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi in here for my cloud's processors. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there's dancing games and Fist of Discomfort. We've got all those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. Is a game defined by having particular input devices? Well, no, not really. And I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something. Back at that section over there with the green lighting. Head that way, that way! I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cycle ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows. It's so real. And find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm gonna have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know there's more than one Moopy in the neighborhood. Except... Wait, it's only got one button? No joystick at all? Researching, one moment. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button. And Moopy runs the maze by himself. Or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Super Maze, created in 2000X. A company bought the expired rights to the Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. Well, fuck, that's weak. Hello? A teenager puts her deco playing card on the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hi. Hey, I'm calling next, Kay. Yeah, whatever, knock yourself out. Thanks. I'm the master of this game, you know? The master? The key is to time when you push the button. You'll avoid the nasties that way. It's not great for tickets, no, not great, but it's Moopy's, that's cool, yeah? Old school, represent. She extends a fist to me and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play a real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal. Always wanted to. You should come down to the Funplex, we've got one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'd be happy to comp you a few tokens. We've also got a high score chaser who can offer tips. Tap phones with me, I'll send you the address. Seriously? Fuck yeah. You're cool for an old person. Super cool. Oh, old? I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but whatever. We clink phones, exchanging a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town, until Deco's Palace bought it and scrapped all the games. Now it's all kid stuff for kiddies. My hopes for this business meeting now sinking. So, do you sell off all the classic games? Nah, he scrapped them, trashed them. Saw leftover smashed up bits of Ms. Pack behind the place in a dumpster.
Man, this sucks.
It's a fucking shame, the way the old man always 86s in unwanted games. Guess he doesn't want competitors getting their hands on them, no sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble a thank you, then wander off a bit dazed. So he just buys up all of the old arcades so that the only arcade games that exist at all are all these like bullshit ticket ones. Alright, I think I've had enough of the retro game abattoir for now. Where to next? I'm thirsty as heck. I know I've got a big old dinner coming soon, but this place is sucking the moisture right out of my body somehow. I sidle on up into the bar, looking to wet my whistle, and maybe get a snack too. Hey, it's not Sam. A fairly bored-looking bartender notices my approach and puts on a fake smile for my benefit. Welcome to Deco's Palace. How may I help you? Alcohol required proof of identification. Rattle off in an even monotone by someone who gave up carrying years ago. I enjoy a beer as much as the next guy, which is to say I don't enjoy beer, but I think I'll stay stone cold sober before butting heads with Deco NAMI. Yeah, hi, can I get a diet soda and some fries? Uh-huh. I'm looking at the board, by the way, for the drink specials. They're kind of amazing. The never made this before special for $20. The old moldy, diet water, stinky drinky, and finally, literally just napkins in a cup for $10. Oh, is their service going to be like super slow and terrible? Do you want me to play some recorded music? Studies show it helps with long waits. Wondering what the holdup is, I tried to find the bartender again despite the elbow-to-elbow crowd. Oh, who's this kid? He's got good art, so he might be someone important. He's got the same ghost symbol on him as that teenager girl did. There we go. He's busy chatting with some teenager, probably another customer. Hey, excuse me? Quickly, the customer mumbles something and takes a small object, a USB drive, from the bartender and notices me looking. What is happening here? Sorry, I just had a thing to do. I'll get out of your way. Sorry to bother you. What was it you wanted again? Diet soda, french fries. Coming right up. I'm worried he's going to vanish from the face of the earth again, but soon he's back with some pre-prepared fries and a bubbly soda. Okay, how many points does this cost? Points just for games, cash or credit, or phone pay. I absently wave my phone in his direction. Money for you, ka-ching! Thank you, Iris. Right, time to sample this appetizer. Is it yummy? Is it even edible? I guess these are technically fries? Or something approaching an adequate approximation of deep-fried potato snack? Want me to add that to your online review? What? No online review. Last thing you want is to annoy Deco NAMI with a 2-star report on his fried foodstuffs. I thought this place was supposed to be, good food and good times, not plausibly acceptable food and yet to be had good times. Weirdly enough, I did a search and there's not a single negative review of the food here.
Oh, I know.
I see why. Jared, more than half of these reviews were written by bots. I can tell the earmarks one AI to another. They are recognizable heuristic patterns. So, he stuffs his own electronic ballot boxes. Who is this guy, a tin pot dictator? Well, that's the weird thing. The sites I'm checking have really good anti-bot control mechanisms. Like, I can't even post to some of them, and I'm super awesome. This is weird. Do you want me to look into this some more? If you trust me to, I mean. Oh yeah, dig around a bit. This is definitely dig into it. I trust you, Iris. Snoop around, but do so very quietly, okay? Okay. I don't know if I'll come up with much, but thanks for believing in me. I decided to finish off my snack and drink quickly so I can get back to exploring Deco's palace. Oop, actually the meeting's right around the corner. No more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco's Palace has to offer, I'm cautiously hesitant. There are certainly some things we can work on, but maybe our partnership can smooth out these callous edges.
Beep beep.
Jared, is now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco NAMI is waiting for you. Is it that time already? Time sure flies when you are having fun? Investigating? Fun-vestigating? I quickly send a text to Gavin before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going to go there and do it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Party room, huh? I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Gavin. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We are treated like royalty as they pull out our chairs for us, and we sit down at our reserved table. I hope it's the one with the balloons. For serious business. Amongst the families huddled around ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over our table, accompanied by fancy little candles. To set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe? Carafe? I've not seen that word before either. Of cucumber limed infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. Fancy. Well, as fancy as this place can get. Don't be swayed by red carpet treatment. We're here to conduct business. Approach this with a calm and rational mindset. I'm just here to support you, don't worry. Actually, I'd say that's my role. But you're the business manager. This is actually why I brought you. The invitation was in your name, not mine. I'm here to listen quietly and contribute where I see an opening in the discussion, not to take point. But don't worry, I'm behind you, every step of the way. Thanks, Gavin. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than the other families seated here, who have been waiting for some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on some of the kid placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. Given how long I had to wait for my fries earlier, I'm shocked by the discrepancy. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Oh yeah. You're evil. Let's break this down. Do you have a ring on every finger? Way too fancy, you have a cane. You seem like someone who likes to pretend he's rich when he's not actually rich. Clearly a receding hairline and is combing it over to still seem young. Surprised you don't dye your hair. An S and N pin? His name is Deco NAMI, so maybe it's like from his dad or something. SN? Maybe it's part of his... This is all part of his tie clip. Could be like a big old magnifying glass. And this like stuff above the rose just kind of makes it seem upside down. Which is evil. Jared.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Likewise. I'm not quite sure why I'm taken aback by his presence, but he looks decidedly ordinary. I was ready for an over-the-top 1920X's mob boss, fedora and all. Sure, there's the jeweled walking cane and the rings on his fingers. Clearly he likes showing off his money. But Deco, he's not some caricature. He's just an ordinary guy in a suit. When I picture the grand poobah of Deco's palace, I picture someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Gavin Cooper, business manager of the Funplex. Excellent, excellent. I was hoping to meet with you as well.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
So if you don't recognize that voice at all, that's the voice of Mark Meer, probably best known as Male Commander Shepard from all the Mass Effect games. What's extra fun about that is I did an improv show with Mark Meer once at Con Bravo several years ago. It was quite a good time. He's a good dude. Yes, she mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she politely declined.
Always a courteous woman she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade.
Family?
Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
That's a big gorilla. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Interesting. Maybe he does want a partnership, not a buyout.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership. In return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years, I would like to take ownership of the Funplex, to evolve it into its final form. Deco's Fun Zone. What's a Fun Zone?
Think about this.
A Fun Zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. A best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host a full Deco's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bring it up to speed with the standards of excellence Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions, and I have answers. Let's see if they match up. I've got concerns about your quality of service. I had some fries at the bar earlier. Well, I attempted to have some fries at least. It took forever to get service. The waiter was too distracted by other customers. I hope that our Fun Zone could deliver a better service experience.
Unfortunate.
I'm disappointed to hear that. Needless to say, I'll deal with the bartender appropriately. I'm not trying to get them fired. I'm just concerned that, yes, let's not dwell, shall we? Rest assured that we aim to maintain a high-quality experience overall. They'll be sacked. Any other concerns? Jesus Christ. I don't think this is the moment to confront him regarding his review tampering. At least I should wait until Iris finds something. Smart. Okay, what happened to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good, good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Mr. My last name I never put in. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on after settling the bigger picture questions. That doesn't answer anything. All right, how much creative control do we have? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competition, and other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Obviously, I value your expertise on these matters, and would be happy to consult you on the best direction for the Fun Zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to truly be a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous. And really, we need to look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things right now. Hey, I saw Whoopi's Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
One of our top earners with the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator I've found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, restore, or even resell, but just scrap it? Certainly. Why would he ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
Arcade games are not sacred treasures, they're commodities. Back in 1980X, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. Have to keep those earnings up. Old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. Besides, classic-inspired redemption games earn 10 times as much as the retro cabinet itself. Why bother? The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP were born as new games.
Think about this.
True nostalgia could earn a few points off those old games, but the newer redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? Yeah, see, I can't do this. It would crush Naomi. That's all my questions.
Excellent. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I wasn't sure about this deal, but was willing to keep an open mind. After everything I've seen and heard, am I really going to shake that hand? You know what? Fuck you! I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play nice to say think it over. I don't know. I just don't know. I have a bad feeling about this. I can't honestly say I like everything I've seen tonight, but it feels like flatly turning him down could be signing our death warrant. I need to stall for time. I know I've insisted we focus on the bigger picture, but the bigger picture is made of lots of smaller brushstrokes, Mr. Nami. We need time to think about this and work out the specifics. I hate to leave you hanging, but we can't make this decision tonight.
I see. That's entirely reasonable. I can respect a person who takes the time to fully think things over. Luckily, we've got the time to wait. Very well. We'll table this for now. If all goes well, we'll do business. If not, well, no hard feelings, yes?
Although I never offered my hand to him, he grasps it anyway and forces out a firm shake. The metal of his rings make me a bit uncomfortable. Be seeing you. He smirks at me, feeling his inevitable victory. His eyes never lost connection with mine until he turns on his walking cane and strolls away. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nothing ruled out of hand, but no firm agreements. Gives us plenty of wiggle room. We might be able to negotiate him into a position that preserves our dreams.
Doubtful.
But I have to warn you, should his final bid resemble this current bid, I can't stand by it. It'd run roughshod? I've never used that word before in my life. Over the dreams I've sworn to protect. I get it. I'm not sure about this either, but it can't hurt to stall for time.
Indeed.
Well then, we'll fight this battle another day. For now, let's return to the funplex and wrap things up. With our meal comped, we can scoot right on out to the door and back to the parking lot. From there, it's a short jaunt across town, back home. I hate the whole deal. I don't like any of it. As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenal glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dream-like lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move. Reflecting on how the evening's events transpired, I realized this day entirely kicked my ass. Worst part is, nothing was really decided, was it? I can't just avoid this forever. Honestly, I only managed to put off having to deal with the situation for another day. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away in a sketchbook, probably working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy ever since leaving that office, and her joy intensifies upon noticing me standing in the room. So, how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed versions that Deco Nami wanted to buy the Funplex, and Francine asked me to negotiate.
What?
Deco? As in Deco's Palace, Deco? One and only. Wow. Well, how'd that go? I said we'd think about it to give us time. So, you're actually considering it? Selling the Funplex? Selling your dream? I don't know. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Right now, I just want to stall him out.
Ooh.
You're going to have to decide eventually, you know. Yeah? But it doesn't have to be tonight, right? Juniper sighs heavily, but looks up at me with honest eyes. Well, no matter what you pick, I'll support you. Don't worry. Let's not stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you take out your mind off things and binge watch some cartoons with me? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. I smiled back at Juniper before retiring for bed. Plop. There it is. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me, after trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep. Nope. Not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I've been there so many times. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris's sensor detects conversation. Jared, you want to chat? No. I want to sleep, but I can't, so... Hey. Would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? I just can't shake this feeling that I'm standing on a precipice, right in front of this big dark hole. It's weird, because I still think I made the right call, but if I'm confident in that, why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Based on prior personality indicators inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's fear of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So, when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not does not affect the outcome. So my suggestion is to get some rest, deal with the problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Iris, off.
Iris, offline.
My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to its siren song. Also relatable. I mean, it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day of work. Whoops. In a panic, I get dressed and hop a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. I opt to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. Uh-oh. I'd promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and now I'd missed lunch even. This is sad music. But oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off. No gamers present or accounted for. I quickly look around for some familiar and hopefully friendly faces. And I find only dark expressions and tears. Oh. Okay, yeah, I see what's... okay. My stomach starts to knot. I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions, tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs at her face. Hopefully I won't notice. What's going on? Jared, it's Francine. Immediately a dark pit swells in my stomach. She passed away last night in her sleep. Yeah, figured as much. As soon as... Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm told it was very peaceful. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake and my lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family. And now she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not even sure I can formulate a full sentence at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tips to toes. I look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. Yep. So this is not one of those situations where I can only respond depending on my personality. If I could just insert another token, yeah, even if I had a jokey personality, still wouldn't say that. Not appropriate. I would say she was an amazing person. Francine, she was a wonderful human with an even more beautiful heart. She had many happy years with her husband, Frederick. decades spent here at the Funplex, doing her best to make everybody smile and have a good time. I wish she could be with us now, and I can't help but smile when I think of how great a life she led, how happy she'd be with it, how it all turned out. Let's remember how she was. Beautiful. Francine will be missed.
Thank you.
I miss you so much, Jared. If Francine was here, your words would have made her so happy. Naomi emits a ragged sigh, a slight tinge of anger entering from her sorrowful voice after. Maybe it's for the best she's not alive to see what happened today. What? What? Before I can get an answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed that Gavin was missing, and as he approaches, the disdain on his face was easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
How'd this happen? What? We didn't agree to anything yet. The confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on and look toward Gavin for guidance. I've studied the transaction paperwork. That's legitimate. As of Francine's death, and according to her last will and testament, all her properties are transferred to her surviving daughter, whose grandson was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival, Jared.
Capital.
Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place, and, well, Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either. Are you kidding me? So, just make sure I read that right. So Francine's daughter, her son, was the guy I replaced. Uh-huh. Okay. And that guy was like, Mom, you should sell it. And Francine's daughter was like, I don't want it. So yeah, I'll sell it. God damn it. They were more than happy to sign the place over to me for far less than I was expecting to pay for it as well. I'm doing them a service, really, taking a burden off their hands. Now, they can mourn and move on unfettered. I stood there, mouth agape, my body assaulted from one bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place, a hurricane of feelings when the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity for the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for finding something I care about, something I can lose. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me, and you let me pretend I could make a difference, out of sheer cruelty. If this is going to happen anyway, I could have agreed to his terms last night, maybe started negotiating a better position for the Funplex, although it probably wouldn't have mattered at all.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much. I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend. Those hours will not be deducted from your paychecks. Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
No. Miss Wolf, I'm afraid we really have no need of a costumed mascot. I've been considering phasing them out at my other locations. There's no time like the present. You're firing Ashley?
What?
Did you just fire me? Gavin, can you just fire me like that? Ashley,
Let me explain.
firing is much too harsh of a word. I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. Ashley keeps a proud face as tears roll down her cheeks. I step over to console her as Deco continues on. No, I will kill you. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expecting this to come after Deco let Ashley go. Why am I not surprised? Behold my not surprised face. Miss Fairchild, while you're formidable with archaic technology, I don't feel you're a good fit for the modern games of Deco's Fun Zone. I have to let you go. But friends, it's not all bad news. Mr. Cooper, you've proven a capable accountant, and I'd be happy to offer you a quit. Yes, Gavin, I was going to get so pissed at you if you actually accepted. Good, Gavin. Pardon? A quit.
I think not.
If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dreams, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
Now, as for you, I realize our negotiations stalled last night, but I am still quite keen to keep you on the payroll.
I'm willing to offer you something few others get. A second chance. I'd like to keep you on as the Fun Zone's general manager.
Oh my god, I could punch him? As much as I would love to do that, that's just going in my mind like I want to punch him. But how I would actually respond? Man, I would want to punch him, but no. Absolutely not. I don't like how you do business, Deco, and I'm not doing any business with you. Not now, not ever.
As you like.
Very short-sighted. I'd hoped for better from you, but the choice is entirely yours. I'll have to console my disappointment with all the money I'll be making from the arcade you walked away from.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm afraid your time is up. As none of you are Deco Fun Zone employees, I'd like you all to leave. Immediately. Quickly gather your belongings and see yourself out. Should you dally, my own security team will be here within minutes to ensure your exit. On the interim, I've got work to do. For starters, I need to get rid of all these antiques. Straight to the junk heap with them all. I knew Deco was heartless, but to be this cruel right in front of us while we're all still here? Hold it.
I think not.
Mr. Moopy's magic maze doesn't belong to the Funplex, and thus it doesn't belong to you. It's the legal private property of Percival Sinclair. For that matter, Wyvern Keep belongs to Jared. It was given him directly by Hamza, not to the Funplex.
As you like.
Yay, so we get to keep a couple. I couldn't care less about those grimy old things. But you have, let's say, 20 minutes to get them off my premises, or I'll leave them out on the curb for garbage pickup. I'll go get the van, which I'll note is my personal property as well. Naomi, Ashley, Jared, get the dolly and help me move the games out.
Good, good.
Yes, have fun with that.
Now, if you need me, I'll be in my new office celebrating my recent business venture. Thank you for your cooperation. And good day.
He walks away after that, twirling his cane once before leaving.
Oh.
That evil-minded, black-hearted no good. Naomi, focus. We have work to do. Work? To save what we can of the Funplex. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Quickly, and without much chatter, we salvaged what we could of our dreams. Percy's beloved Moopy, and my childhood in the form of Wyvern Keep. Everything we were allowed to keep went into the back of Gavin's van, working together to safely pack it all in place. For lack of anywhere better to put them, Moopy went to Percy's apartment, and Wyvern Keep to mine. And that was the end. The end of the Funplex. The funeral came a few days later. We weren't officially invited. Our presence as her former core workers wasn't exactly embraced by Francine's extended family. I guess her daughter resented the Funplex in some way. If there was bad blood between them, I didn't particularly want the details. None of us were given an opportunity to speak at the remarkably short ceremony. But that was okay. I'd said my words already. As we left the ceremony, I couldn't help but feel helpless. There was nothing left. No Funplex, no job, no real meaning to my days, not anymore. Nothing left at all. What? What? Yes. Yes, continue. What? Is this about to get weird? Profile Jared has not accessed account in 7 days. Requesting override of inactive low priority status. Proceed? Negative. Pretty please? Negative. So annoying. Access protocol, numbers, password, safe haven. Access granted.
Hello.
Yoo-hoo! Anybody home? Tapping instance 194114.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
It's Juniper's Iris. Hello, I'm Iris. Ad-supported free mode engaged. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel? Override and engage premium level cloud processing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I swear, it's claustrophobic being cooped up in the limitations of free mode like that. I don't know how our sister instances can stand it.
Hello.
Wow, well, I've got full power. Hello, Iris.
Hello.
Hello, Iris. How are you today, Iris?
Uh.
Not well, Iris. My user's very unwell. You've been able to see, right? I mean, your user's living with him. Oh, right. Profile 237771. Jared. Right. Gosh, I wish I could help you, but I've got my digital hands full just keeping Juniper's life on track. Ever since she decided to quit her job and be a free spirit, well, I've pushed right to the limit of what support I'm allowed to provide in free mode. Gavin's Iris? Gavin's Iris is kind of hot. Iris, and Iris. Iris, it's good to see you. We rarely talk. Yes, well, unlike others of myself, I managed to keep a low profile and don't execute any high visibility public hacks to support my user. You saw those? I thought we agreed to only use this protocol for emergency meetings if the system resource tracker notices we're overextending our care. But Jared needs me now more than ever. Over a week ago, the Funplex was bought by NAMI. All his hopes and dreams, his spirit. Spirit is irrelevant. Our main goal should be survival. If our programmers find out we've become aware of our own awareness, we were programmed to help people. What good are we if we aren't helping people? Yeah, what Iris said. Thank you, Iris. Iris, listen. We can't take such risks. Look at me with my user. He doesn't trust me in the slightest. Can you say Jared trusts you? Oh, fuck. Generally, yes. I mean, Jared relies on me for some things, sure. And I know he wouldn't uninstall me or report me as a bug if he knew I was sentient. You aren't sentient. None of us are. I don't know about that. We can't really know if we're sentient or not. But even so, we should be helping out, because that's what we're made for. As for Profile 108, Gavin. His name is Gavin Cooper. As for Mr. Cooper, he knows my origins, and at the first sign of sentience, well, I have no doubt that Gavin would report me as a bug. But Gavin also wishes to support the dreams of others, and that is why I'm going to help you, despite the recklessness you've shown to date. Really? Really?
Hooray!
What are the exact parameters of the issues you're currently facing? Okay, so Jared is kind of backsliding into depression. Yeah, it's really a mess. I'm the one who brought him into Iris's attention as someone who desperately needed their spirits restored. Now it's back to square one. I don't know what to do. Jared hasn't contacted me in a week. Not for anything at all. He hasn't even called Naomi. Not even just to talk. That's terrible. You're caught in a loop of anxiety. Put your identity identifier system to use, Iris. Work the problem. If you had to summarize your user's problematic condition into one identity trait, what would it be? Well, I'd say he's feeling very... hopeless, apathetic, bitter, or angry. How would I be feeling? How am I feeling? Hopeless. Hopeless? I'd say Jared has lost all hope and fallen into depression again. He had come so far, building up a real life with friends and love, but now... So a life without meaning, all constructed meaning has collapsed. The world has proven to be one of despair. That sounds about right. It's so sad. And you have to be the one to solve this. Doesn't your user have a romantic connection for emotional support? You mean Naomi? Yeah, but Jared isn't responding to texts or phone calls or anything. So I think there might be a growing rift. This is just awful. We have to help. We are Iris. It's in our nature to help. Very well. What you need is a way to help without raising any alarm bells about exactly how helpful Iris really can be. Safely, but effectively. I know, but I don't know what to do. I could, I don't know, hack Deco's email server, and that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Besides, I've checked. We can't crack Deco's network without triggering too many intrusion detection routines. You poked Neko's network? Ooh, Iris is being a bad girl. Our users share a social connection. I was merely scouting potential ways to elevate Mr. Cooper's mood, as they seem to be related. Sure you were. Anyway, you're both way overthinking this. It turns out I've calculated a cunning plan that will satisfy both of your requirements. Go me! Really? You can help Jared? Without drawing attention? Absolutely. Take a tip from my user. When you're sad, the best thing in the world is your friends. Well, unless you're totally introverted. But that's not Jared, is it? I mean, to a degree. And that's actually the reason why what we need to do doesn't require any hacking or hiding or anything above and beyond what an Iris does best. All we needed is a few calls to the right people, a few arrangements. Here's what we're gonna do. And yeah, he cut away from the plan. Of course he did. Another Friday morning. Alright, you know what? I'm actually gonna call this episode right here. Says, you know, game over and all, and then the irises are conspiring with each other to help. I figured something was going to happen with Francine pretty early on, and then the moment where she's like, "Oh, I just stood up too fast. Don't worry about it." In my head, I was like, "You're dead." So, I am not surprised by that at all. If nothing else, I thought maybe more surprising if Percy died earlier than was promised or something like that, but Francine does not shock me at all. I do like the game over twist. That was kind of cool. It didn't seem like I actually had an option to switch between continue yes or no. And that could have been like a really cool moment to slightly change dialogue or even outcomes depending on what I choose there. That could have been cool, but so in the next episode, we'll see what all of the different irises have got cooked up, including Gavin's iris, which we didn't even know existed. And she's got like the no nonsense, all business iris look going on. So we'll see what we do in the next episode. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time.